Hello traders, it is 7:10 p.m. May the 5th, 2016. Decided to do an evening market view video since I ran out of time this morning. So looking at the S&P 500, the SPY ETF. So today was an interesting day. It opened higher, kind of ran up, and then faded into the day. And closed pretty much where the doji of Wednesday's doji pretty much closed. So what we're looking at here is basically just hanging out in this right smack dab in the middle of this kind of range of this box here, where there was congestion here back at the beginning of April. So what's interesting here is because it opened higher and ran up a little bit, I almost think that this was kind of a tepid bounce that basically got sold off intraday, almost like it didn't even happen. So that kind of makes me curious. I was pretty much prepared. I think I was talking about this morning even, or maybe it was the day before, how we were near kind of this area where it was likely to bounce, and I still feel that way a little bit. However, it looks more bearish to me after today. Now tomorrow is Friday, and we've got, of course, the jobs number, the unemployment rate at 8:30, and so that could have a big effect on the U.S. dollar, which seems to be, to some extent, driving the train here, because if you look, it had another up day, which is generally, all other things aside, and if you can discount the confusion of the Fed, when the dollar goes up, stocks kind of suffer a little bit, because as the dollar becomes more valuable, the less likely that earnings go higher, etc. Stocks are valued in dollars, so as the dollar strengthens, stocks are worth less dollars, etc., etc. So as the dollar goes higher, that is going to have, to some degree, a negative impact on stocks. When you see the dollar and stocks rallying together, you can see it's kind of this kind of recovery kind of aspect to it, where you see basically that's just super bullish on the U.S. economy in general versus the world. So because the dollar rallied, gold struggled as well, but again it popped up and then sold off and then recovered a little bit. So this looks like just a consolidation pattern before it breaks higher, to be honest. Sold off, came back, it was higher pre-market. And so, yeah, it looks like consolidation, just consolidation to me. And I think we go higher from here. I actually saw somebody on StockTwits kind of draw a top here, and then they had MACD divergence down here. They're like, oh, look, its divergence is going down. but it's too early to call a top right here. So it could clearly it could go higher from here, and then all of a sudden your divergence has disappeared. So too early on that. So looking at the Qs, same exact thing. Apple actually went lower after it rallied yesterday. Rallied on the 3rd. Rallied and then sold off opened. Yeah, it did. It rallied on the Thursday. I remembered that. I was like, what is happening here? I'm losing my mind. But no, I'm not. So it rallied on yesterday and then closed down, and then today kind of closed down again. So this is interesting, because I expected more life in Apple as well. So it's trying to hold on to this range right here, but whether it can or not, we will see. But obviously, Apple's a very important stock for the market in general. To some extent, everybody owns Apple, a lot of the mutual funds, etc. Another one that's important to the market for different reasons is Tesla. So Tesla reported earnings yesterday night, and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Tesla a little bit here. So, very interesting transcript. I read it, and I was watching the reactions as it was happening. I wasn't listening into the call. I was doing other things. But basically, the idea is that they're going to do 500,000 cars, produce 500,000 cars in 2018. That's the plan, the target. But then it's very obvious from Elon Musk's plans, or his comments, that the production line and manufacturing these cars is obviously an issue. You know, he said something about how he has a sleeping bag on the production line, and I'm like, well, something's there's a problem there. You don't have a sleeping bag in the production line if everything's going well, unless your home life is just absolutely terrible. But who knows about that? But he obviously had a large concern with manufacturing and was very focused on making that better. So I think that that's a good focus. It sounds about right, but it also kind of could hint at some problems. The 500,000 cars by 2018, basically, and I think this is what the stock was reacting to, it basically assures some kind of either secondary offering or debt raise, and I think it's going to be a secondary offering. So I think they're responding to this idea of dilution, where more shares are going to be available in the market, and while technically that doesn't actually weaken the stock, because whatever the shares are offered comes back to the company in cash, it does affect the stock when it comes to supply and demand. If there's more supply, it's more likely that it's more likely that it's going to sell off. And here's why: because Tesla, it doesn't trade according to price to earnings ratios. It's pre-revenue, not pre-revenue, pre-earnings. So a lot of it is driven by supply and demand. The idea that Tesla is the next thing, that it's the best thing since sliced bread, and we're going to go higher from here. Back in 2013, it was pretty crazy that the stock, was at 190. That had no basis in reality. It was all on hope, and it's kind of started to grow into this valuation, or that the price is worth this, and but with a secondary, it could continue to kind of chop along. It may not have this kind of stratospheric upswing that I think a lot of people that got in Tesla at some point were kind of hoping for. They were hoping for the grand slam. That being said, I think they're a great company, and they're advancing technology, the world. So we'll see. Maybe they can, if they can keep delivering. And there's a Tesla's everywhere. We may see Tesla at $500 a share. So, but for right now, I think you've got a dilution looming, or a secondary offering coming. So, all right, guys. Well, hope you're having fun. Hope you're trading them well. I got to be honest, things are looking up. So for the trade cracking. So hope you're having well. Hope this video finds you well. God bless. Good luck. Good trading. Trade them well. And catch my video tomorrow morning, and I'll go over the trade setups for tomorrow. Oh, the other thing, if you like the videos, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and I am Trade Cracking at StockTwits and Twitter. All right. God bless. Bye.